Hey guys, so in this video I want to talk more about why I think everyone should meditate. And I mean everyone should meditate. This is a universal thing. It's like eating healthy food and exercising. It's something that no one is an exception to. Of course, there's always outliers because humanity is so diverse, but those outliers are like one in a billion, something like that, 1 in 100 million, something like that. So you're not an outlier, you're not an exception. You should be meditating every day, especially because you clicked on this, especially because you clicked on this video. Now, I did a very quick Google search right now of why you should meditate, just to get a quick list that you may find online. So it says stuff like increase your self awareness. It's true. Rejuvenates you. Helps with insomnia. It's true. It helps you sleep because, from my personal experience, I've been dealing with insomnia for quite a while, and I know exactly what that's like. Sometimes I used to spend several hours in bed just trying to fall asleep, but I just can't sleep. I just couldn't fall asleep. But somehow, with mindfulness meditation, I've been able to fall asleep. I don't understand how. I really have no idea. I've been able to relax in bed, like physically relax, let go of my tension, let my body rest, and then let my mind drift away without having to deal with noise from the sides and all directions in my mind that keep me awake. And so mindfulness meditation allows me to silence my mind and relax my body, which helps me drift into sleep. And so, in a way, it cured my insomnia in a very real and tangible way. A lot better than sleeping pills ever did, just to be clear here. and the, and the thing with sleeping pills is that if I took them, I fall asleep, but the sleep isn't very deep sleep, and it's hard to wake up in the morning because I'm still induced into sleep artificially. So it's hard for me to naturally wake out of that. And also, if I because I've been meditating regularly for a while now, it's easier for me to fall asleep. At the same time, it's easier to wake up naturally, rested in the morning, and able to wake up and like immediately focus on my life, focus on my morning routines. And so I wake up alert. uh, Better health, improves concentration. It improves concentration quite a lot. I'll talk about that in a bit more in depth. Reduces anxiety. I'll talk about that also. It reduces stress. So, on top of this list, I also have my own list. Sorry. My list is stress, anxiety, insomnia, focus, positive emotions, prioritize. So, it's meditation now. Specifically right now I'm just talking about mindfulness meditation. There's other kinds of meditations that do different things very, very effectively, but I'm just talking about mindfulness meditation. It's the very common meditation that everyone has been doing, but there's also other meditations that are very, very, very powerful in dealing with other aspects of your life very effectively. So with mindfulness meditation, it helps you. It's weird how it does it, but somehow you're not stressed. You're not stressed nearly as much, and like it reduces your stress significantly, drastically. And on top of that, the little bit of stress you do get, you don't react to that as strongly as you naturally would, and so you feel less stress and you project less stress. So like you don't act like you're stressed. You're much more calm. Even if you're a little bit stressed, you still behave calmly as if you're not stressed. And that when you do that, when you behave in a calm manner, it calms you down in return. It's amazing how much it reduces stress. And the same thing also goes for anxiety. It reduces your anxiety significantly And when you are anxious, you don't behave in an anxious manner, which in turn makes you less anxious or less prone to being more anxious. And yeah, like there's lots of stuff like anxiety. Anxiety anxiety is it's like a signal of perceived threat, something something like that. Oh God, excuse me, guys. Sorry about that. It's yeah, it's a signal of perceived threat. So when you're so focused on the things that are happening around you right now, you're less focused on potential threats. And when your attention diverts into that, you can bring yourself back into what is happening right now, stay more focused on it, more present in the moment, such that there's less room for anxiety to build up. And so two things happen here. The first is that you are less anxious, you're less prone to being anxious. And when anxiety does build up a little bit, you obliterate the build up of anxiety very quickly. And so even when you do get anxious and stressed, you can go back to a calm state much more effectively and quickly and calmly and all of that. It's magic. It is just magic. And especially in the modern age and in the modern world, there's so much noise everywhere. It's extremely difficult for anybody to focus. I believe truly that most people just cannot focus. They have zero control, not zero, but they barely have control over their own attention. Very, very, very little. Almost zero. and so it, and so instead of you being driven by outside things, you can choose where you go in life. It's like you're proactively choosing where you place your attention. It's like you're choosing what deserves your attention, which is very, very powerful. Um, and so you can focus better and like yeah, basically it's the focus thing. I wanted to say something a bit more build on top of the focus thing. I forgot what I was gonna say. Anyway, positive emotions and prioritize. So positive emotions. So you based on my understanding of positive emotions and negative emotions is that when you're engaged and immersed in something, there's no room in that thing you're immersed in for negative emotions to build up. And so you have by simply being immersed and engaged in what you're doing, you have more positive emotions and you get less negative emotions or you build up less negative emotions. And so overall, like you generally feel better. You're generally more at peace. You're generally happier. You're generally in a better state of mind. You're generally calmer. You're generally more focused. Like it's a meta skill. It improves everything else in your life. It makes you better at everything else that you do. It's magic. And lastly, the last point I wanted to say is prioritize. Prioritize. So the, the thing about prioritizing and the reason it can be challenging is that oftentimes when you have many, many choices, it's hard to filter them and to choose the ones that matter most to you. Um, and with mindfulness meditation, with the ability to focus on something and to choose what to focus on, you take a proactive approach in filtering the giant list of options you have, as opposed to like drifting between the options, kind of like it's out of your control. Like you're just being driven between them and not being able to choose which one. And so, like you can say, this option is good because of this stuff. So you evaluate it, you label it in your mind, and then you evaluate the next. You label it in your mind. you evaluate the next, and you label it in your mind. Because you meditate mindfully, you you can keep track. You can stay focused on this evaluation thing, keep track of the labels you put and the evaluations and assessments you've done on each option, and so you're more able to focus deeply on making a decision that other parts of your psyche come into play in the assessment process of the list of options you have, such that you such that you can uh, with this with this depth of focus, you can evaluate this and this and this, and you can label them all, and then you compare or evaluate the list of labels, you know, and you can kind of condense that into a single result. And if without the deep level of focus that you would be able to have if you meditate regularly, it gets much harder to do all of that, because what often happens is that you evaluate one thing and you evaluate another, and then you forget this label, and you go back to this one, evaluate it again, you evaluate the third, then you forgot this one, then you evaluate the other one. So it gets messy and complicated, and you realize that when you evaluated all of those options, you didn't evaluate everything in all the options. You missed a few things, and then you have to do it again. So with deep level of focus, it's like you have a weaker hammer to hammer a wall. Not only do you have to hammer it more, but each hammer you have to put in more effort to pack the same amount of the same punch that you would if you had a tougher, larger hammer. It's something like that. I hope I got the message across. I'm tired as hell. It's really late. But those are some of the reasons that you should meditate every single day. Maybe not every day. It's understandable. Whenever you're busy, you're never too busy to meditate. But you're just starting out, and doing it every day is like throwing yourself in the deep end, and you can't handle that. Understandable. But you should work towards meditating every day, making it part of your daily life. It's important. It will make every other part of your life just so much better. God, it's such a magical thing, and I would like to talk about the other meditations I do, which go hand in hand with mindfulness, and they make me kind of a superpower in many ways. And now the only thing that's holding me back is I've discovered that the things I've empowered myself to do are things I don't actually want to do. And then I realized that the thing I want to do is only to philosophize about things that I say I want to do from a distance, as opposed to living and experiencing and doing things. Anyway, that's a topic for another video, but for now, you get the idea. Meditate. Please meditate. Okay? Just mindfulness meditation. It's something everyone should do. It's extremely simple and extremely powerful and extremely short. It doesn't take a lot of time, but it's extremely deep at the same time. So just fucking do it, please. Okay? For your own good and my own sanity, do it. Meditate. Start tomorrow, for God's sake. Do it for 2 minutes. Start somewhere. Thank you for watching, and I'm glad I was able to finish my talk or video, whatever, before the 15-minute mark. That tells me I'm growing some discipline and structure in my videos, and I'm staying in topic. I'm staying relevant in the topic. Now, I remember I was almost done at the 10-minute mark, but then the last point, which is why deep focus is good, took about 2.5 minutes, and the rest was just me rambling on. So hopefully my next future videos will be more structured and disciplined, and this is a testament to my meditations, because now I'm more focused on this one topic, as opposed to going all over the place and forgetting where I was 2 seconds ago and then having to remember, oh my God, I don't remember. I'm just more focused. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. It's almost 15 minutes. I failed, but next time I'll do better. Thank you.